Hello, greetings to my friends, followers worldwide. My name is Ayogo Ezechine, also known as the Faithful Widow. Yes, last week we talked about, some days ago, actually, we talked about widowhood and the meaning. I'll say that widowhood is a journey. And in that video, I also made a statement that there are the three stages of widowhood. Today, we are discussing about the stages of widowhood. Stay tuned. And I also implore you, if you come across this video, please do well to invite your friends, families, more especially the widows and widowers, as we will be talking extensively on how to move on, how to go on with your life after one loses a spouse. Yes, back to our topic, stages of widowhood. Number one of the three stages is the grief stage. The grief stage. This grief stage is the first stage of the three stages. And in this grief stage, the widow is so traumatized, is highly traumatized. She doesn't even know what she thinks. Here she is grieving, filled with weeping, sorrow, sadness every day. She is so grieved and she's not thinking right. In this stage, she feels heartbroken. She feels her life is shattered. She feels her life has just ended. That she'll be thinking, why me? Why now? Why a lot of things? If assuming she has a plan with her husband, discussions, you'll be thinking, why all this discussion? How come he just left? How come she just left after all we agreed and all that? No, that is the kind of feeling she has once is at the early stage. In this grieving stage, it is a very critical stage for widows and widowers. Why? Because the person is not thinking right. The person does not do anything with his or her right senses, because what fills the person as a being is just the trauma there. The person is not seeing anything good at the moment. All the person is seeing is the sadness, the bad thing, the first that God has dealt with him. Some will even be asking God question, why? Why? Why is it this way? Why this? Why that? Yes, it is really painful for one to lose a spouse. It's not always easy. It's not an easy experience. It is not an easy experience. It's always hard to believe that all of a sudden you can't find your spouse again. This stage, the widow is also worried. Apart from the grieving, apart from the weeping, apart from the tears, she is worried about a lot of things. That's why I say that this stage is very critical. The widow is worried about, how am I going to cope with this children? She is worried that she may outlive her money. She is worried that her money will not be able to carry her along her lifetime. Yes, even if the money will sustain her for now, what of the future? Her future is, she is so insecure about her future, his future and the future of her children. So she's so worried. And she feels she is, is even, some even feel it's better that they give up, that they die at the moment. No, there is a way out. The widow at this stage does not think of anything good. She just feels so bad. She feels devastated that the whole world has crumbled on her. At this stage, God, she doesn't know, she doesn't think anything. Right? She was worried about anything good. She doesn't think anything good. She's worried that she may not be able to sustain her children. How will her children go to school? Everything. If apart from the heartbroken, the trauma, the shattered world of her, she's worried that this whole thing is going to go down in a bad way, because she's not sure of her children's life, her education. She's worried, will I be able to pay my children's school fees? Will I be able to carry the family load? Even the building, the house where they rented, where their husband is, when they are living with their husband, they are worried, will they be able to pay the house rent? If their if they are that they'll be able to pay, if the landlord will throw them out, even if they throw them out, if they throw them out with the children, how are they going to cope? All these things, all these are their worries. And at this stage again, the widow is not should not be allowed to take vital decisions of their life. Yes, because they are not thinking straight. For example, assuming the person has maybe a life insurance or life benefits from the spouse, or if there is any, or if the person made some savings and have money, the person has some money on her, the person should not be allowed to invest on anything at this moment, because at this point the person does not even know what they need. She doesn't even know what she needs the money for. She doesn't even know where that is her. She about herself. She is not thinking right. She is not concentrated. And so, if that is why I say that this stage is a very critical stage, because the person might make a mistake that the person will regret as time goes on in future. So the person is not allowed to take some decisions. At this stage, the person, if the person's spouse is not buried immediately, the person should only be allowed to concentrate on the burial arrangements, so that the spouse will be buried. Yes, because if the person takes some financial decision at this stage, the person might make a mistake that he or she might regret. And the person at this stage, the widow at this stage, just needs someone. If you are close to that person, if you are, if you are a friend or a family member, a good friend that talks to the person, at this stage, if the widow just needs someone that will make her feel, or will make her feel secure, and that she's safe, that nothing has really gone wrong, that at this stage, just calm down, things will be fine. She just needs someone that listens and understands her very well. At this stage, if you are close to the widow, you just need to listen more and talk less. You are not, you it is not good or right for you to begin to maybe argue with her because of maybe her decisions, telling her that her decision is wrong, or that. No, this stage, she just needs a listening ear. She just needs a good person that will understand her, listen to her, and sympathize with her. That is what she needs at this stage. At this stage of grieving stage. She doesn't need anything that will add to her trouble the more. No. She just needs to concentrate and focus on herself and the children. That is what she needs now at this first stage of the widowhood journey. Yes, if you come across this video, share and invite people. And if you are close to any widow, always assure them that it is not the end of their life, that they lost a spouse does not end their life, that they end their spouse does not mean that the world is shattered, that they lost their spouse to death does not mean that their own life has crumbled. No. If you have a child, you have children in the marriage and relationship, you just have to move on. You just have to strive to live because of the children. Because your life now and their destiny now lies in your hands and that of God. So if you are close to any widow, try to advise them. Try to listen more to them. Try to understand worries are coming from, more especially their worries. Listen to where their worries are coming from. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for sharing. Share and invite your friends to love, to like, to follow, to share the video, The Faithful Widow and Kids, because we'll keep on discussing about widowhood. The next video will talk about the second stage of widowhood. Thank you for listening.